who you want to fight next and UFC St. Louis. I think that's the biggest thing. There's a lot of stuff picking up on it. You got DC and Chael, they're all in. People are saying too, like, hey, we don't even need Derek Lewis as the main event. Like, they're not going to go 5 rounds. What's the point?
Derek Lewis don't want to go 5 rounds. You know what I'm
they're
saying?
Like, give it to Buckley.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, so like I think I'd be doing Derek Lewis a fucking favor, man, doing 3 rounds co-main event. But regardless though, who do I want to fight? It's like I can answer that, but it's a lot more difficult than that, right? I want to fight Gilbert, but obviously we already know that he got knocked out by who? JDM, right? He's not going to be cleared for May 11th. There's no way that's going to happen, right, by the commission. So Gilbert is already out, period. So when you say, all right, what makes sense, right? I think Neil Magny makes great sense to me right now. I don't know why, but they put him above me. Like, we tied for the same ranking. I don't even know what that means, but I'm like, shit, if anything, let's make that happen then. Neil had a great win over Matt Mallet, whatever his name is. And thank you. Yeah. And he didn't take, bad damage in that fight. It was a while ago too, so it's plenty enough time for Neil Magny to get ready and, you know what I'm saying, and score up in St. Louis. So I'm thinking about Neil Magny, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Neil Magny is a good one. He's also kind of a guy who takes fights on short notice, right? So he doesn't need a full training camp like some other guys. Exactly. I was thinking Neil Magny's probably the most logical. I was also thinking Kevin Holland, and but you don't want that one?
Well, like I said before, when I was begging, he didn't want to smoke. But I think for real, Kevin just had a hard ass fight with MVP.
Right.
That was a hard fight.
You might not want to step in there on short notice right now.
No, not like that.
Yeah.
And he already making money.
Okay.
He already making money. So it's not like if he take the fight, it's not that he need the money. It's like we're gonna really have to make it personal. And like I said, with this game, for me right now, it's not personal like that. Right. My biggest goal was to get a ranking so I can move forward and to get a world title. And the reason why I kept calling out Kevin Holland is not because he beat me. It's because that was the best matchup that I seen in the rankings, and I knew that with him being on a losing streak or him taking an L, this might be the best matchup for him right now to get back on a winning streak. Because people think he'll beat me, right? So I'm thinking, all right, let me do you a favor, you do me a favor. Let's run this fight. But now, like I said, I don't need that. Let's just keep working up that ladder now. Why look backwards, right? Keep going forward.
Right. And I've pretty much accepted that at this point, that you don't really want that. So I'm fine with it as well. But I was thinking,
you want, hey, you can keep it real, Jacob. You ain't got to play. You want that fight, don't you?
I want that fight. But I was going to say, this is what I was going to say, how I wanted the fight. I thought it would be cool in your hometown, like a dog fight. You know what I'm saying? Like rematch, like two guys from the same neighborhood, like almost like just going at it. Right, this is one that like in high school, when two guys are fighting, everybody's walking.
In the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, duking it out. Yeah.
So I thought in the hometown, it was
I will always love to run it back with Kev, but it's just business. If it makes sense, bro, then and then it make dollars. So like that's the only way I fight Kev, if it makes sense, right? Right now, it just don't make no sense.
Gotcha. And just in case, because if you're going to talk to your manager about it, I want to just give you a couple options just in case it matters at all to you.
Go ahead, let's go.
I feel like Gilbert Burns, he's getting up in age, and again, you're the Kill Cliff killer now.
There you go. Yeah.
I think there might be a little bit of precedent if he wants to get back in there. If he's also feeling okay, because he just got finished as well, right? He got finished by Madalena.
He got finished. Yeah.
But if he's trying to squeeze in some fights before he has to retire and wants multiple, it might be worth it to step up on short notice if he wants to speak up quick.
That's the thing, though. When you get knocked out like that, they're going to put you on suspension. So regardless if you want to or not, like, he's not going to be ready May 11th. Now, Tampa, I heard that he'd be ready, but I forget what date that is. And, I ain't trying to do too many back-to-back-to-backs. Right? So, at the end of the day, I don't think Gilbert be ready, but Gilbert is somebody that's on my radar to fight, though. So I think get another ranked opponent, that's, around, let's say, 10 or 8, right? That's who? Sean Brady, right?
I believe so.
Around those numbers right there. If I beat any one of those guys, then we move straight to Gilbert.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
And last thing about UFC St. Louis, because I want to see you on the card, because you really want to be on there. So I'm just trying to give you all the options to make it happen if like UFC says no to something. Like, would you be interested in, like, let's say you can't even get Neil Magny or something like that? Would you be interested in just fighting like a lower ranked guy to be on the show? Or at that point, would you just be looking to maybe like headline Tampa or something?
So, and I love that you asked that, right? Because we're gonna keep it above, right? If I want to fight, I want to fight, but let's make it make sense for me. Because at the end of the day, even though I want to fight, I'm still doing the UFC a big favor by being on the card. So if I'm taking a unranked fighter, right, then let me be able to do some shit, you know, and especially give me that main event, right? Don't just give me just like, no, you know what I'm saying? Just put me anywhere on the card just because to fill me in. Let me get that main event, right? Let me be able to shit, because to be honest with you, I don't even want to cut no weight if that's the case. Let's make it a catch weight, like, you know, because I just be training now. Now I ain't got to focus on cutting that weight down and all this other stuff. So there's some things I would want if I get an unranked opponent, but I will still be willing to do that if the UFC is willing to, you know, share with some things I want to as well. They just got to do what I ask. That's all.
Okay, that's dope. And then how much like are things moving? Because even fucking Luke Thomas, he quote tweeted me yesterday, that motherfucker. He's like,
hey, Luke Thomas a real one though. You know,
no, he's cool. He's cool. But he was saying, he's like, he was like, what's developing about this? Like, nothing's been kickstarted yet. And I was even gonna respond, I was like, hey, I'll have more for you tomorrow. I'm gonna have Buckley on. But I didn't say anything. But what are you thinking? Like, have you talked to Brian? Like, are you gonna, like, how are you gonna make this happen?
All the time. As much as I talk to Brian and talk to my manager, bro, the UFC move on their time. On their time. So whenever they feel like, you know, reaching out to us, because Brian can hit them up all day. All he's gonna be is annoying to him, right? So we just gotta wait. The UFC has not came back with anything, but yet again, that don't stop me from working. That don't stop me from grinding. That don't stop me from, you know, just for the sake of just hopefully being on the card, being prepared and ready, right? But with that being said, if you feel like you can hit me up last minute, I'm just gonna take anything without nothing in return. Oh y'all playing.
So the price is going up.
I'm going on some. I'm going on some, right?
They call you right now. It's the cheapest it'll get.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get more expensive as time goes on.
Give my boy a call, man. Give my boy a call. I was pissed, man, when that one came up and like Derek Lewis was announced like the week that you're fighting. What'd you think of that? Were you a little bit bummed?
And not necessarily bummed, because I really do believe I could take his spot. Like, people just think I be talking. I am crazy. Like, they got a crazy one for real. So I really do believe that I could take Derek Lewis' spot. So like I said, only time gonna tell. But like I said, bro, that number keep increasing by the day.
Right.
So